Let's get it high.
To the Groove Net Radio with DJ D-Dub. Every rhythm once needed beat.
What up, y'all? What's going down? It's your boy, the man, the smoothest DJ in the land is DJ D-Dub from the Groove Net. What's up, y'all? Y'all see the hat? Y'all see the hat? Y'all don't see it? Y'all see it? Y'all see the hat? What's going down? What's going down? Welcome to episode 4. Need I say more? Y'all know I always gotta come with the balls, man. Need I say more? Welcome to episode 4, man. I'm so glad that y'all here. The MGMT podcast, episode 4. Let's see what we got in store. Woo! Alright, look, real quick, guys. Share, like, subscribe. It's absolutely free, right? You see how people, you like to view, and I like to view other people's channels, and they say, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Yeah, do that for me. It's free. It's free. If you feel like you can't, there's no other way to show love or support, it's absolutely free just to hit the button. You can hit the button and leave if you want. You can subscribe and leave if you want. But just hit that like and share button. I want you to stay because I'm giving you some heat and giving you some value, and I'm talking to you, therapeutic situations and topics and stuff about stuff, So I would love for you to stay. This episode is also sponsored by myself. Yes, I gotta pay my own bills real quick until I get some people in. But until then, sponsor myself, the Groovement, right? Shout out to me. If you need a DJ to perform your event, if you need a DJ to perform your church event, your conference, your parking lot event, your family reunion, if you need somebody to perform virtually, in person, you know what I mean? I'm here for you. If you need that motivational, inspirational, that performance type of DJ, such as myself, I'm here for you. All right, so hit me up on It's the Smoothest DJ. It's gonna be the link is gonna be in the description. There's gonna be some resources as well, some free resources on my free ebook, five ways to DJ virtually. I also have my Instagram. I have my the Smoothest Christian hip hop and R&B mix. I have that just came out. Shout out to everybody that supported me on that and showed love on that and listened to that and gave me some good feedback on that. That's going to be in the description and so forth, all right? So without further ado, let's get into the episode real quick, man. I wanted to talk about this movie that I just watched. It's called Marry Me, right? My wife turned it on and she was going to watch it, but she ended up falling asleep. So I was like, you know what? Let me finish watching this. I really didn't want to. To be honest with you, I didn't have a plan to watch this movie, just because I watched the trailer and I was like, it didn't make sense. It was interesting, but it didn't make sense. I know that you give people a shot for as relationships and stuff like that, but it didn't make sense. So I didn't want to watch it. But for some reason, I just stayed up and watched it, before I had to get ready for work, and it actually gave me a message. Like, I really got something out of it. And no, I didn't get the whole relational part out of it. Well, I did, because you have to also, just because you meet a stranger doesn't mean that stranger is not going to bring the best out of you or want to bring the best out of you, just because you don't know that person. So that's what I got from that. Just because you don't know who that person is, and she married him based off of a reaction and not a response. She end up liking the dude, at the end of the day. I don't want to spoil it for y'all. Hopefully y'all watched it already. If y'all didn't watch it, stop. You just stop and go watch it and then come back and listen to this. But for those of y'all that did watch it, that's pretty much what I learned. I learned that part on the relational side of it. But there was something that I really learned more towards the end. And it had to do with music. And it had to do with the concept of how music can get you through. So I want to share that with you real quick. There was this 12-year-old girl, right? And this is story time, all right? So sit down, get into Indian style, You know what I mean? Do what you gotta do. Get your tea, get your coffee, whatever time you're watching this. Cause I want to break this down for you. All right. So yeah, it was a 12-year-old girl. So remember in the trailer, Jennifer Lopez. And I'm gonna say Jennifer Lopez because her character name is Kat, but I'm gonna just say Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez married a random guy that was in the audience that had a sign up that said "Marry me." She said, "Well, I'm gonna marry you." Long story short, the dad that she married had a 12-year-old daughter, and this 12-year-old daughter, she was one of those, like, you ever watch those movies where like the 12-year-old is overtaking the dad? You know how she actually controls the dad and she tells the dad everything, like how to do everything. Destiny's like that. No, not Destiny. Dana's like that. Not Dana's like that. No, Destiny. They both like that. They both like that. Sometimes I gotta tell them, like, give me some respect in this house. Give me some respect. But they be controlling me. So I see it. But there's a lot of movies that do that, right? So anyway, the 12-year-old, she is a math, like, she's a math genius. Her dad loves math. She loves math. And they just math heads. So they have this nationals that's coming up, and so Jennifer Lopez talks with the guy, and then she meets the daughter and everything like that, and come to find out the 12-year-old daughter has stage fright. Like, she cannot do anything when she's on stage. Like, she gets really it's like stage, like she gets struck, and she can't move, she can't talk, you know, especially at the most critical moments. At the most critical moment, she can't do anything, right? So she ended up talking to Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez told her, like, you know, you have to have a distraction. And being that Jennifer Lopez was a musical artist in the movie, and a huge artist, she told her that her distraction should be with music. Like, start moving your feet. Move your feet and make that be a distraction for when you're on stage. So when you're more worried about you dancing and moving your feet versus you looking at the people in the audience and you looking on stage, right? So I thought that was pretty dope, because that really pertains to music, on how important that is. It's like, yo, like, has music been a distraction for you in a good way? It's been a real distraction for me in a good way. When I was 12 years old, when I was 9 years old, I wasn't like, there was a lot of things I could have put my hands on, as far as in a bad way. Like, I could have put myself in jail. I could have did a lot of things, but music really like pulled me to a different direction. When I was going to like play basketball, when I was leaving school, when I was going to school, when I was going to church, out of church, I used to play the drums in church. I was a dancer, so I used to dance in high school and middle school. I used to do theater, so I used to be an actor. You know, I should really think about. Yeah, I should really think about doing that. Going back to that. I might consider doing that. But I used to be an actor in middle school and high school. You know, that was my major. My major was theater, and I loved it. And we used to just go out after school. We used to go dance. And that was a big distraction. So that kept me out of jail. That kept me from being dead in the streets and gone. It kept me from, like, only time I can lie, Mom, I love you, but the only time I probably ran away, and, you know, sometimes, and most of the time I might have ran away, is if I was going to a party, right? I would go to these house parties. And these house parties, I would literally only go there to dance. Like, it wasn't to drink. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't smoking. And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't a drinker, I wasn't smoking. I would go there to be the center of attention and dance. So any of the songs that would come on, you know how you go to a party and you got those people in the middle that just dance. You got like 4 circles in the house party, and you got 4 circles, and someone doing reggae, someone's doing crump, someone's doing they dancing with each other, someone's doing other things, and you got 5 different sections of different type of music or different type of dances for that one song that's playing in the speakers. And I'm still talking about distraction, because this is what this 12-year-old had to do. In order for her to pass this math competition, she had to be distracted by the music and her feet, right? She had to be distracted. She had to keep looking at her feet. She had to keep dancing. They had scenes where Jennifer Lopez would come to she came to the school. They would literally have dances and they would recite, different math problems, and they would get the math problems right because, while they were dancing. They all were geniuses. They were all with geniuses, but they still had the daughter still had that one thing that she couldn't get past, and that was her being scared to be on stage. And for her, I feel like I'm on Breakfast Club. You know how Breakfast Club, when you they keep turning. I always wondered that. I'm gonna go on a Breakfast Club one day and ask them, like, why do y'all do that? Like, what is that? Like, this, I don't know. Anyway, as a random moment, bam. But she had to be distracted, right? Speaking of distractions, no point intended. She had to be distracted, so she had to move her feet, get the dancing and stuff like that, so she can, answer the right questions and get and pass the competition and pass the whole thing. And that's what I had to do. I had to be distracted when I was a kid in order for me to get to the next level in my life, in order for me to stay out of the streets, in order for me to stay out of jail, in order for me to stay out of the funeral homes and stuff like that. Like, that gave me a really good insight on how I was when I was a kid growing up, and how important music was for me, and how it got me through when I was a 12-year-old. You talk to me, you put it in the comments and let me know what music done for you and what has it done for you lately. I would love to read it. I would love to reply to it and respond to it. All right, so I didn't want to be here too long. I just wanted to tell you that. Just recently watched it, and I was just like, man, like, I thought it was gonna be for one thing, but it actually gave me two messages, and one of them was most importantly about music and how important music is and how music can get you through. So I got a good message from that. So I get clap. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm just excited on this journey of the movement and where it's going, and how I'm really focusing on how music can get you through and how important that is. So again, if you want to be on the show, if you have a story to tell, please, I'm gonna put the link in the bio. I'm gonna start interviewing people real soon. I already have some people lined up, but if you want to be one of those folks that we talk to and we sit down and we talk to and have a conversation with, fill out the form, man. I want to have you on here, and you can share your story with the world. I promise you, people need it. I promise you, people need your story. People need to hear what music has done for you, and because it can help them come out and tell their story. It's not like we're not chasing nobody down. we not saying, well, this person did. We're not doing none of that. We really just sharing our story. It's always great to share your story, especially when it comes down to music. One of the most important tools that we use to this day, to get us through the good and the bad. So yeah, I just want to hear from you. So that's what I learned from that movie. If you haven't seen that movie, go check it out. It's called Marry Me. It's a really great film. It has a really great message to it, and I'm excited I was able to share it with you. All right. So thank y'all for stopping by. Episode 4 of the MGMT podcast. It's your boy, the man, the smoothest DJ in the land, is DJ D-Dub, and I'm out. Talk to y'all later. See you on the next one. Peace.